Hey, soul survivors. I got to crack my neck. We are live. How's everybody doing? And notifications are being sent out. What a day. What a day. Very busy day today. So today I see you guys already in here. Good, good, good. I figured out what I did wrong. So now when I schedule things, I should be able to just easily go live, but I lost it for a little bit. So I had to re-find it. And now I know where to find it. It was so frustrating. I had to reschedule so many different times, but now I know what I'm doing. And I decided not to mess around with my TikTok because it seems like when I log in from different devices, somehow it's kicking me out of my computer. That's a new thing that's going on. I've been having problems with technology like crazy. Debbie is here. Good to see you. And it was a busy day. I'd like to hear how your day was, but my day was super busy. Sisters is here. Good to have you. I got some schoolwork done. Mimi's joining us. 3 more days to your birthday. And we also have Prince's birthday too that we're going to celebrate. Got a kid's birthday at school tomorrow. But so I had my school day and the kids were good today. Kids were good today. And then I had to run home, let my dog out, and I ended up going back to school so I could do parent teacher conferences. And I had to leave that early to go ahead and do uh, like a training. And then I came home and I thought about taking a nap, but I gotta trim this. That's kind of bugging me. So sister, oh, your daughter's birthday is tomorrow. How old is she going to be? That's exciting. It's always fun having kids with their birthday. And Debbie, it says, Debbie loves my story. Thank you, Debbie. And we are like 5 away from my goal. We are going to do it in this live chat. So it's happening. Big things are happening. I'm super excited. And Mimi says, so much B days. There's a lot of B days. The most popular birthday is September 6th. So a lot of September babies, and this isn't too far away. So those September babies are like the holidays like Christmas and New Year's, and then this you have like Valentine's Day. So you guys are Valentine babies, somewhere around there. But um yeah, good to have you guys here. JR is here, and can I tell you my JR story? Sister says, I'm depressed today. I am thinking about childhood trauma. My mom ignored what that she caused me pain. 24 years old is your daughter. Oh, that's such a good time of life. So there are times that we're flat out ignored. We are flat out ignored. It can be quite hurtful. And that's where like this generational trauma comes in, is because can you tell me what mom's situation was? Was she a single mother going through divorce or all those kind of things? Because when somebody is going through a lot of things, or if they're emotionally not intelligent, that they might not even know what they are doing, or sometimes perception, um, it can be taken certain ways too. So if there's any room for grace, that we give empathy towards our parents, like maybe we can understand, and then hope that they have empathy towards us. Is your mom still around? I know sometimes we can repair, but it can be hurtful, because when you're a child, you can't just up and leave. You can't break up with your parents, and you're kind of stuck there, and they kind of mold your future and how you feel about things. And when we have these unresolved traumas, that we have to understand that, and this makes it easier to cope with, is it wasn't us. There was nothing wrong with who we were. We were growing up. Maybe we needed to learn a little bit more social etiquette, but we're all a beautiful gift. And just like how people clean different, or people notice things different, like everybody is different. And sister says she is still, oh, so she's mean. She always that's different. Okay, so she always criticized and controlled. She makes my self-esteem very low. Yeah, sometimes Mothers will try to live vicariously through you. So things that were missing in your life, they might try to fill that void through you, which is unfair to you. Or if they have a certain image of what their child should look like, should they be a supermodel and they can cut you down, or they don't like your style of clothing, or they don't understand that maybe you were struggling in school trying your best. But Run is here saying hello to everyone. Mimi says September 6th is my ex-bestie's birthday. That is the most popular day. And Sisters is saying hello. But yeah, when people are really mean, and there are certain things that people need to learn, is there can be criticism. And thank you. No, is it Noe? Noe? But thank you for the follow. So it does affect our self-esteem. And when we take away that power from someone, because somebody's going to judge you on your body or your hair or your clothes or all these kind of things, we have to remember what truly matters. And if you can feel confident in yourself, change the things that you're not confident about. If you can, just like me being 6'1", I can't change that. So it's probably better if I accept it and embrace it, but not to give the power to other people. And that can be hard. Society's really hard on us. And it's even worse when it's our own parent. Do you talk to her anymore? I think if there's ever a way to work through a relationship and have it turn out good, that can help. But if it's just going to be toxic, that's going to keep you in that cycle. So I don't know if you talk to her at all. You still talk to her. Has she gotten any better? Have you expressed? I know sometimes if it's a narcissist or people who, Austin Powers, do I know him? Yes, I do. I know who he is. Yes, Mimi, October has gone very, very fast. So she is toxic. Okay. Yes. There's some people, no matter what you say, they'll get defensive. And so Miss Cynthia here was doing my studies today. And Why Worry says Austin Powers is funny. But I was doing my studies, and what it was a simulation where the teacher gives us back our grade and is kind of tearing our paper apart, saying that it's terrible and we didn't do the APA sightings correctly, the footnotes, and this and that sucked, and it didn't seem like there was any intent behind it, and it was a terrible paper, poor grammar, on and on. And we were supposed to record a response. And it's all like acting. It's, how would you respond? So I don't know, you just kind of put yourself in like a character. And so I'm like defending, like, I noticed you said I had poor grammar, but this is grammatically correct. And I did the research and I was concise on this and based on the APA. So you gotta remember, I went to law school too. And some of the, toxic things you've been through, you want to be on the defense sometimes. So there are certain ways that we can critique people or give them positive feedback. But the way that fake instructor was presenting was like, I am so disappointed in you and you suck and you didn't try. It was like a character assassination, as opposed to, kind of mixing it like, I appreciate you took the time to do this, but we need to kind of focus a little bit more on your grammar. So all those kind of things, that constructive criticism can be done in a good way. Why Worry says, I got in late. What are you guys talking about? My channel deals a lot with toxic relationships and narcissism and mental health, mental illness. I did have and we could talk about whatever you guys would like to talk about. And I'm sorry, Mimi, that your head's hurting. I know my neck is out of place right now, but she wasn't perfect at all. She loves rejecting everything about me, good or bad. She doesn't care about my feelings. What was her childhood like? And also, like, was dad around? Was she a single mom? She was hurting me since 3. I am 44. Oh my goodness. So part of that is where, Jenna, Jenna says, love your lives. Give a shout out to Jenna. Jenna, hello. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate having you here. So she doesn't talk about anything. Is she just like a complainer? Some people are like that. And that's where, we got to start learning how to do our boundaries the right way. Just say, look, we're going to keep it positive, and it can be exhausting though. So that's up to you how much time you spend. But we did have a viewer ended up reaching out to me, and he's a narcissist. According to what he says, diagnosed is what it sounds like. He's on medications for like 25 years. And so I'm going to do a video for him tomorrow night. I don't have enough time tonight. So it was really interesting, him sharing some of his thoughts, some of his feelings, why he would go to therapy. He said, therapy is just so I can feel special, and not to get better, not to change perspective. And I'll have to do that video for you guys tomorrow, because it'll give you some insight, because they do sometimes know what they're doing. Mimi says, it's so crazy how my mom left me when I was a baby. Aw, I know. And so do they need medicine? Well, this person is on medicine, but narcissism, there's no medicine to help it. And they can deal with their depression or the anxiety through medication. But that's the other reason why I want to do this video for you guys, because he's been on medication for 25 years. And he's like, it doesn't really seem like it's helping. And he says he's kind of addicted to the trauma. And why worry? Thank you for the follow. So yeah, that's what you thought. You are correct. It's only for like the anxiety, depression. They will be who they are. And, they have to be self-aware, and that takes effort. That takes kind of going through some shame. And, like I did a podcast yesterday with a gentleman, and he's like, I did some women wrong. And so he's in a different type of relationship, and the woman did him wrong, but he can acknowledge. I'm not saying he probably wasn't a narcissist. Can we talk tonight? Well, Lexi, I tried. Oh my gosh, because right now it is 10:55. I have an ordeal with some drama at school, so I have to show up extra early so kids don't fight. But how does your situation go? If you can give me a little bit more insight. I know you're going through a lot. Yeah, I waited up like an extra 20 minutes, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, you're in the same time zone. Okay. What time do you wake up in the morning? Relentless again. Thank you for the follow. I think we are 2 away from my goal. We are about to hit it. We might see. I have no idea what they're gonna do when it hits, but two or 3 more. Thank you. So do you think therapy will help a narcissist? A narcissist will help a narcissist. Same with any mental illness. The therapy is only as good as the person willing to self-reflect, to do the work behind it. And thank you, Diane. I appreciate that. Why worry says, my girlfriend has been diagnosed as being bipolar since she was 16. Had kidney failure because of the lithium. Lithium, a lot of time, I think they do bipolar for lithium. I know that's also used for schizophrenics. And then I had a neighbor who was schizophrenic on lithium, and she kind of swelled up. So then she gets depressed about the weight gain, and has had ECT, which saved her life. So yeah, bipolar, there's medication to kind of keep them a little more even keel. So that's more of like a like chemical instead of personality. It's something like takes over their brain, and then it's tricky because the way that the brain of the narcissist is too is like reactive. So Mimi says, I'm gonna leave. I have no idea what to talk about. Aw, I'm sorry. We're talking about brain stuff. Oh, talking about brain stuff. They take what is it called? I was gonna write it down, but it's where they take brain stem cells and they grow like the frontal cortex, I think, or no, a part of the brain. I just started learning about it today. It's like it begins with the letter O. But they are seeing that they can kind of like grow, and they say it could be more powerful than AI coming up. But sisters, you're good. You're good enough here, and I know that's hard. Um, Gosh, sometimes people just would rather be negative and miserable, which all we can do is try to redirect it and not let them get to us. So let me know if we can talk tonight. Yeah, I was hoping that we could have talked that night. Ah, I don't know. I got to be real careful. I have a habit of sleeping through alarms, so I cannot get too tired. Um, Otherwise, I will sleep through an alarm. Go ahead and type me out an email and I can respond to you if that would help. Mimi says, actually, I'm just going to stay. I'm glad. Y-Work says, I can tell you so many stories that would make your head spin. How long have you been with her? Are you still with her? So Lexi says, I do too. Yeah, it's like a handicap almost where Quincy is joining us. Good to have you, Quincy. Yeah, that's the only thing is I sleep through alarms. And like literally I was going to show you, but I'm using both phones. I set an alarm for every 5 minutes, and I have 2 alarms every 5 minutes for 2 hours, and I sleep through it. And mine are super, super loud. So Lexi says, I did a few hours after you sent an email. A few hours. What do you mean? You did a few hours. So Mimi says, art is my favorite class now. Good. The art can be therapeutic. What type of art is it? Sugar Plum. Hi, African American. How are you? Vito Vito and Sailor is back Monday night. You left Monday night? You gotta remember I'm tired. It was a long day today. Bergie, is it Bergie? Bergie is here. And yeah, a few more days, and we are gonna have a new president. African American says, feeling good, beautiful lady. That's what's up. That's what's up. Lexi says, I was in your last live, then replied 2 hours after 2:30. Okay, yeah, because I was like, oh, I have to go to bed. Like I waited as long as I could. So yes, I remember you. I definitely remember you. Have things gotten any better? Has anything changed? Mimi says, I'm not sure. LOL. I think it's everything. Everything. But sisters, do you just talk to her on the phone, or do you go see her in person? And I was talking with Debbie. She's got somebody in her life that she needs to maintain strong boundaries with. And I was saying, sometimes, how they say everything has a purpose, that maybe her thing that she went through was actually to save somebody very close to her, who's going down this terrible rabbit hole. And you're welcome, sisters. I know it's devastating, and sometimes we have to learn how to move past that. Oh, I wanted to talk about the black and white thinking. What was it that I was thinking of? Maybe it was on my response in that thing tonight. Like narcissists like to think in all good and all bad. And I see things where you see like so many different aspects of the situation. She's nasty and bossy. And a lot of times it's hard between two women, and that power dynamic, because she's probably still in mom mode where she feels that she should be the authority on things, and sometimes letting go. Like, this is a grown woman that I have as a daughter. And they just want things immediate. We're used to kind of an immediate response. That's why texting has caused a lot of problems in relationships. Ron says sometimes you must to help each other, must help each other because you already had the pain already. Learn from other mistakes. That's true. Meant to help other people. And that's why, a lot of people who go into service type things have been through some traumas because they can relate to it. And sisters, I know it hurts. It changes your brain. And um, so, and this is the thing when I'm like, when somebody calls me something, like if somebody called me short, like, hey, shorty, short shit, short stuff, whatever, I'm not going to identify with that. I'm not going to take offense to you calling me shorty. I'm going to be like, whatever. But if you call me like, you green giant or whatever, because I am 6'1", if you call me something that I identify with, that I don't like, that's when it can hurt. So if you're told, and we got to understand, we got to undo the thinking. If we're told that we're a loser, when you let that be a part of you, when you absorb those words, that's when it hurts. You call me a loser, I don't care. I know I'm not. But over time, whether it's your weight or the way you look, I have some sensitivities. There's some things that I don't want you guys calling me because it will hurt. But that's because I either take pride to undo to change that. Yes, why worry? I am 6'1", and I'm not sure if I got your email. I'll have to double check. I've been blessed. I ate enough to grow. Oh no, some of the comments were filtered. So your girlfriend's depression. Patty Duke was in the University of Pennsylvania in 1974, and Patty wrote a whole chapter about her depression. Ah. Oh, Lexi, yeah, I got this live chat. We'll see how it goes. If I can log off. Yeah, I wish I was able to talk to you that night. I'll see how that goes. Mimi, at least you're honest. Mimi's like, oh my gosh, it was me. So your girlfriend's depression was what you wrote me about. Is that what you mean? So yes, tomorrow, when I'm done with school, I will probably come home and take a nap, and then I will get some videos out. So if you guys have topic requests or things like that, but sister says she has said and done so much to me for no reason. She robbed me of my childhood. And this is where we got to reconnect with that inner child, kind of fill some of those voids. Get out there and play again and dance in the rain and go for walks in nature. If you can, go roller skating. I love roller skating. You guys are going to see me do my tap time Tuesday night. Tuesday night, I am going back to dance class. It is official. It's ballroom dancing. But a teacher or a professor, how did you know that? How did you know that, African American? I taught criminal law at Grand Valley State, also was a college cheer coach at Albion College, and now I am currently at the high school. Oh, did I say students? Is that why? I think you're a detective. High school now. English is a second language. Oh, man. So when you say about your girlfriend's bipolar, are you just meaning that it sounds like what your girlfriend's going through? Horseback riding. Yes. Horseback riding. Got to get out there and redo that horseback riding. So horseback riding is fun. And sometimes even just, going to, pet the animals or, but Run says, I've been called a loser. I will never have anything. When I realized that The one saying it was one of the ones setting me up to take me down. She was a covert cult narcissist, spirit personality on her. And Dog says here and listening, but away from chat. I will check in when I'm done. Good to have you here, Dog. So and that's what I'm saying. We can't absorb those things. And the longer you're in the relationship, the more they wear you down, though, where you're like, maybe I am. Because they start making you feel like you can't do anything right. We want to be around people who really build us up, have our best interest at heart. And it gets tricky when you're stuck in that kind of relationship because it's your parents, or you get married into it, or you have children together. So African American says, I've been long enough. Read situations quick. There you go. Smart, smart, smart. Been around. There you go. Did I say that though? Did I say students? I might have. But if not, but good for you. You at least picked up on it or just knew. And Ghosty is here. Hi, Ghosty. Run says, I was robbed of good romantic relationships because of narcissistic abuse and gaslighting slander. Flying monkeys. Others believe the narcissist because they had status and money and big house. And that's where it's super frustrating that you can present the truth and people will believe the narcissist. I am Cynthia. Tom from South Jersey. Good to have you here. Yeah, Cynthia. Positive thinking. You're right. African American. Smith is here. Alex is here too. Ron says, gotten gains, most of it. Ill-gotten gains. Yeah. But there are times I feel so unfair in life, but sometimes too, is it God working in our life to where they might have actually saved us from something that we might not even know of. So the thing is to try not to have a heavy heart about things, to accept that certain things just don't work out. And if it's meant to work out, it will happen. Sometimes we have to give things time and grace, but I get it. I've had relationships taken because of that. People get defensive. People want revenge. There's a lot of toxicity out there. And why worry says, have a good night, everyone. Are you signing off for the night? Get some sleep, and hopefully I'll see you in tomorrow's chat. But why worry? I'll double check the email. Depending on how tired I am, like I said, I cannot risk oversleeping because I got to get in there extra early tomorrow. But by tomorrow, I'll be able to see your email for sure. If you guys want to contact me, it's Cynthia@asoulsurvivor.com. Cynthia, CYNTHIA at a soul survivor, SOUL, @gmail.com. Run says they side with the corrupt one and call it okay because it's not happening to them. The obsessed narcissist is a dangerous and cunning. And so they good night. The thing that I'm hoping that we can do in some of these chats is kind of understand what we're going through, because I know in the beginning, after you've been through narcissistic abuse, you are trying like crazy to understand the narcissist. Also understand why it happened, but a lot of us are just trying to understand the narcissist. And if we can start to understand what it did to us, the brain damage that it did, the loss of happiness and opportunities and friendships and relationships because of the isolation and all these toxic things that they do to us, how to dig out of this hole, and how to also realize most of us lack setting and sticking to the boundaries. And it's like a skill that I'm still practicing. I still, you want to keep the peace. And sometimes keeping the peace enables people to be toxic. And when we give so much of ourselves. A lot of times it's taken for granted. It's seen as weakness, to where, sometimes we give too much grace. And Dog, I don't know if you heard this one that I was talking about. Is I wanted to have like 2 coffee mugs, or 1 coffee mug. And let's say it was a boyfriend. The boyfriend's pouring in the coffee. I'm pouring in the sugar. We take a sip of it. Then he pours more coffee in. I pour more cream and sugar. And we kind of balance it that way. So we always have this perfect cup of coffee. We take a sip, pour more coffee and a little creamer, and then take a sip, and he pours more coffee and then more creamer. So it's always balanced. But if he stops pouring, and this is like an analogy towards a relationship, and I'm just pouring tons of sugar, tons of creamer, because I want to do my part, and he's kind of slacking, so I'm doing more and more and more, it's not gonna help. So sometimes you got to sit there and you got to wait until they do their part. And sometimes if they don't do anything, just think about the coffee. If we're waiting till they pour the coffee and they don't pour the coffee, it's not going to happen. Or if they wait too long, it cools off. So like in the analogy in a relationship, sometimes if they're not going to do their part, but if we keep giving and giving and giving, it's going to ruin it anyways. So we fear losing somebody, but it's a team effort. Mimi says, every time I join, I never feel good. Part of it is, you went through a long day, and it says, I'm eating while having a headache. When was the last time you ate? Sometimes your sugar might be low, and you could be tired. Long, stressful day. Ren says they will guide the perception of others to shun you. That's true evil. Yep, because a lot of this stuff is subconscious. Sometimes it's on purpose. Sometimes it's just a trigger that happens. And, I did some research recently. It was like 3 days ago, where they said 25% of people, but I wrote it down. I'll read it for you guys. 50% of people at one point in their life will be depressed. Here we go. CDC says 50% of U.S. population in 2013 was diagnostically significant depression at one point in their lives. 25% are currently depressed diagnostically, which could utilize medicine, therapy, or both. And that was back in 2013. But, with those kind of things, people who are depressed, they might be kind of a little bit more narcissistic and needing to heal themselves. That's why it's really important to be as healed as possible, so you have fewer triggers, better coping skills, get the rest that you need. I know I'm cranky when I don't get enough sleep. And yeah, Mimi says, I haven't eaten all day. That's probably why. See how smart I am. Mimi says being depressed is not fun, and it's not. So when we want to overcome it, we have to start doing certain things, and to not give up on ourselves, to maintain, to kind of be our own best friend, or be our mother that we were missing, or our father, or a big sister, just to kind of talk to yourself and say, hey, I care about you. It's time to eat. Or you haven't had anything to drink in 6 hours. Maybe have, a sip of tea or something. Tell yourself it's time to go to bed. And if you're just doom scrolling, have that little voice in your head, mom knocking on the door, sweetie, turn the lights off. You got an early morning. And that's where you can kind of heal that inner child, or kind of give yourself some guidance. And Mimi says, I feel so drained. Yep. And that's where it gets difficult, when you get kind of stuck in that depression mode. Make sure that you got your proper vitamin D. You need, what is it, calcium to digest D? Don't you need both? Or is it or do you, Do you need vitamin D to digest calcium? But, you know, take care of yourself, get the right kind of foods and avoid as much processed food, deep fried food, Burger King quarter pounders for a little bit. They had that E. coli breakout in several states. You can't even see with my glasses on. It might be time to get some sleep. How many hours of sleep are you getting a night? Ron says it took me 7 years to get a pep in my step again. Horrible. I get it. But once you get it, it starts feeling, oh, I'm sorry. You okay, Dixie? I got these really long legs and I stretched them out so I could cross them under the table. You okay? Yeah. And I bumped my dog. So, Ron, what were some of the things that helped you overcome some of the depression? Mine was just getting back out there, and I reconnected with a friend I hadn't seen in, I don't know, it was like 12, 15 years, or maybe, no, it must have been like 12 or 15 years. Shout out to Nina for helping me, and just having the right kind of friend. And Dog Defender is back. Good to have you back. Ron says lots of vitamins and a healthy regimen. And consistency. This is where I struggle. Consistency. And, you know, like I said, you know, taking care of your body, your mind, and even your surroundings. Timmy says, I don't care what other guys say, but I don't mind an old chick. All right, I'll hook you up with my mom. Timmy, haha. Well, good. All right, I'll take that as a compliment somehow. Mimi says I can't even eat no more, and that means you probably had enough. Pickleball is here, and Timmy says. So Ron says I'm still. I know dogs like not a dating site. That's right. Ron says I'm still isolated because a lot of people sided with the narcissist. And, you know, there's only so much we can do, you know, and that's where it hurts, where, you know, you hope that your friends would understand who you are, you know, but the narcissist can be extremely believable, and they can preemptively plan your takedown. They lay certain little clues or sentence structures to manipulate the people. They're very cold and calculated. Ron says, so friendships, not many left. And that's the thing. We all get so caught up in life, and dog, I love you. But it's, you know, sometimes we do have to take time to connect with our friends. I know when they say 25% of people are dealing with depression, you know, that a lot of society is just drained and kind of in paralysis, where they're just needing to kind of just chill for a second. So that could cause a strain on relationships too. African says, I need a private session with you soon. So I do one-on-ones. If you want to email me at cynthia@asoulsurvivor.com. How soon are you talking? How soon are you talking? So I can get that set up for you. So there is a fee for that, but we can talk in live chat. And if you want something a little bit more direct, kind of customized, I would love to do that. I would love to have a private session. So Cynthia@asoulsurvivor.com, CYNTHIA @asoulsurvivor.com. If you see my name on TikTok, there's no underscores. It's just asoulsurvivor.com. Cynthia@asoulsurvivor.com, SOUL. But yeah, let me know how soon we can get that set up. Mimi says, I hate being depressed. Things don't excite me anymore. And, you know, sometimes we have to live in the moment. We have to kind of train ourselves to be excited about life, to be thankful, because I look forward to it, African American, because let's say, I have, I don't know, a hamburger for dinner. It's like, oh, big deal. And, we can be thankful that we have food, and we can even make it fancy, cut it different ways, or there's little things that we can do, or put, dinner by candlelight. So that's just like a food example, but you could do different things, maybe wear a cute little outfit to go have, just a cup of tea with your friends, or, do your hair a certain way and go walk on the beach, or, when you go for a walk, are you taking in all the color changes, because you can go for a walk, or you can feel the wind, you can listen to the birds, you can, put on some comfortable shoes, or even invest in your run fast shoes. We used to call them our run fast shoes. I have my party shoes and my run fast shoes. Debbie says, I feel like that often lately, but I just take it one day at a time. Dog says, Mimi, walking helps by kicking in endorphins. And they also talk about that runner's high, where people really enjoy. And I did that for a little bit, where I kind of know what they're talking about with that runner's high. And it's almost like I just want to keep running, or I can't wait till tomorrow to do it. Dog also says, Ron, those are not friends. Wave goodbye and make new friends. And so dog will say it like it is, to where, it's okay to let go. It is okay if they're not truly helping you, Dog, I was thinking about doing this. I'm kind of spiritual, so I don't want to do like the tarot things, and I want to be really careful on saying things the correct way. So I want to give like positive affirmations, but I also don't want to be like, I see you getting married in the next week. Oh, I know who the culprits are for tomorrow morning. I hope it's safe at work tomorrow. I just found out who wants to start a fight. So pray for me tomorrow morning. So dog, instead of doing future, you're going to have a great week. I don't know they're going to have a great week, but positive affirmations is what I got to write that down, because I got all these thoughts in my head. Dog, I think you read my mind sometimes. Positive affirmations, cards. And I kind of want to do something like that, whether I post one daily or, because like TikTok, it's growing like crazy and I'm really enjoying it. But there's people who do these like tarot cards and they're just like making the money. It's not all about making the money, but that would be nice. But they're making so much money. But instead of doing that, and the reason I'm comparing it to that is because people are watching it. People are hoping to know what's going to happen. People are wanting something to comfort them. So I was thinking about the positive affirmations, where if you, Becky is here. I get to see Becky on Sunday. Haven't seen Becky in 30 years, probably longer than that. It was after I had, or before I had my daughter, like 35 years. I get to see Rebecca, Rebecca. There we go. Yeah, Beck. I've been giving out nicknames lately, so you had to get a new one. But I was thinking like positive affirmation cards. So journal, walks you can apply to Rover. What is this? What is Rover? And get paid. Oh, okay. And get paid to walk people's dogs if you're a dog person. That wouldn't be too bad. Mimi, there you go. Mimi says, I might as well just fake it. LOL, I've been doing that. And sometimes you got to fake it till you make it, and I don't mean like be a fraud, but, when I work out, I'm always like, all right, it's kind of like, but I'm going to do it. And like, even when you smile, that it starts to change, it changes the way you sound. And that's why they're like, whenever you're on a phone call, like talk like you're smiling, and it'll actually make you sound different. And that can change how somebody reacts to you, and then they're going to be reacting nicely, and then because they're acting more upbeat. So yes, Cynthia at soulsurvivor.com. Enjoy the night, Scott. I will. Thanks for joining. And Mimi says I have a fake smile. LOL. That was another thing I noticed today. Sister says positive affirmations. Yeah, I need to make some cards on that. So I will be doing that. And oh, dog, I would love that. I would love that because I really do want to do that. Because sometimes we want something to hold on, like to repeat in our head to keep us going. And each and every one of us are so special. And I know some of us, we tend to look at like the new supply, like what do they have that I don't have? And, I was thinking about it, because what matters is what's inside. So, do they have a cuter face, a better body? Do they have more money? Like all these things come and go, but the soul is what stays. And the dog says, no tarot. I agree. The love of money is the root of all evil. And I agree. Like we're talking like $1.50 a day, dog. So we're not talking the root of all evil. Offering help, compensation finds its way to you. You're right. Just give without expectations. Exactly. Affirmations are not fortune telling. It's the power of suggestion. And I agree. And that's why, how do you guys feel about hypnotherapy? Because I have my hypnotherapy certification. Becky, you went to church with me. What do you think? What do you think? Is that opening the portal to evil? Because I'm on the up and up. I wouldn't be evil. But how do you guys feel about that? I have to figure how I feel in my faith before I do that. But I think it can be done for good. But I'd like to know what you guys feel on that. That's why I haven't marketed that yet. Debbie says I wouldn't do it. Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me what. Tell me, sweet little whys. So Ren says tarot doesn't bother me. It's the false readers. Do you believe there's truth in the tarot? Sister says I have positive affirmation cards. There you go. You made them yourself. What's your favorite one if you feel like sharing? And Ron says I'm a seer, prophetic in spirit. Tarot is basically prophetic, but it's usually false. There you go. True and gifted most does not need cards to see what's going on. And that's the thing too. I always was like, wait, the cards? Yeah. God speaks about people with gifts. Dog says, I have a book name to give you. Each person says affirmations for themselves. No, affirmations have nothing to do with religion. It is therapeutic. Yes, that's why I don't mind doing the affirmations. Do not touch my anointed. Okay. Dog says, run, interpretations are everything. This is psychology and spirituality, not anti-religious. Yes. Sister says, run, exactly, 100%. So run, what do you mean when you say do not touch my anointed? Alrighty then. I won't. Okay. But so yeah, it's just I just have to, like, I care about you guys to where I want to do only what's best for you. Dog says people of God, chosen ones. And I think, we all can get there. And I think that sometimes when we go through these struggles, it's because the devil sees how wonderful we are, how we're getting closer to God, or how we're what God would want. And they're just there to destroy it. And that's why I don't like it when people want to get that revenge, because that's just tainting who you are, and kind of giving you like a black mark on the things in your repertoire of things you've done. Dog says that is what I believe they are referring to, which is a slippery slope. Look at Chad Daybell. Okay, I'll write that down. Chad Daybell. The anointed usually see true spiritual and see through the lies. Chosen of birth, some are and attacked for it. Discredited, I had this happen my whole life. And you were what kind of cult was it that you were referring to? How'd you guys get all involved in that? And how big was the cult? Sister says, good news is my favorite affirmation card. There you go. Good news. Dog says, getting kind of heavy and uncomfortable. Well, I'll go back on my diet. I had chocolate today. Went to that meeting and, with Halloween coming up, yeah, this is going to be a fun week. So I need to know everybody's favorite candy bar because today, no, it's not midnight yet. After midnight, it will be today. I have to go through upstairs and check which costume I'm going to wear for our trunk or treat. And the kids already ate all the candy that I bought for Halloween. You're not a sweet tooth person. I know, but I can't really give out celery sticks for Halloween. Kids won't be happy. So yeah, I'm not that big of a sweet tooth person anymore, but I used to be. I used to be big time. Becky, tell me what you're up to. Tell me what you're up to. Oh, the zero bars. When was the last? I've only had 2 or 3 of those. What's in those? Is it nougat, peanuts, and peanut butter? I don't remember what's in a zero bar. Veggies for Halloween is crazy. We should try it. What do you think? So always trick or treat in 2s. That way you get the vegetables and your friend gets the dip. I dip, we dip, you dip. Debbie says, me either, but I love them. And I remember I like them, but I forget they exist because I didn't grow up on those. Did you like my song? And sisters, have you ever been to Hershey Park, Pennsylvania? That was pretty cool. I got my, where it's upstairs. I have me with it's a mirror. And how is it? I have my head on one side so you can see the reflection. And that like splits my body in half so it auto fills. It looks like I got 2 heads. That was from Sesame Place over in Hershey Park, Pennsylvania. But they had like some really cool stuff there. I got to tour the Hershey plant. I don't know if they do that anymore. I think they don't. But that was an experience. I was probably, I know how old I was. I was 10 years old because I had my white jacket, my cool girl jacket, and my Farrah Fawcett hair. So I'm sorry, but no. Okay. She's setting boundaries. Sister says, I love the Milton Hershey testimony. I don't know his testimony. What is his testimony? Interesting. I don't know that. I bet it would be an interesting story. Todd is here. Look at all that love. Why Worry came back? See, Worry always comes back. Were you able to send me a email? Please read it later. Okay. My goodness. Milton Hershey. Interesting. Okay. Testimony. There we go. And Mimi says, I don't have a testimony yet. Well, it'll come. It'll come. It's in the making. And try not to be one of those people who need a devastating life to have a come to Jesus moment. You can come without all the drama. He will still take you. African American says, can't get enough of your wisdom and knowledge. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of research and working on my master's right now. So far I have an A. Got 1 more week, so I think I may officially have an A. Please read it later. I will. Eater. Sister says, Run and I are on the same page spiritually. Debbie and I with the zero bar on the same page. Sisters, I got a Hershey bar. I had a 3 Musketeers today at that meeting. and they're different now. The chocolate to me is, it seemed a little bit thicker, but it was more kind of like Palmer's. Do you guys know Palmer's chocolate? And it was like a thinner and a chunkier. I don't know if it's because it's like a Halloween piece, but maybe they're making all different kinds of fun sizes. Mimi says, I had an F in history, but it was a mistake. Okay. Keep those grades up. Got to get on the path to graduate. It's up to you guys if you go to college, if you are youngins, but definitely at least give yourself that heads up with your high school diploma. It's up to you guys. There's trade schools. There's life. Milky Way is number one. I like Milky Way. Do you like frozen? Frozen Snickers and frozen Milky Way. I like it. I don't want to break my teeth, so I don't risk it, but I risked it for a while. Mimi says, oh, trust me, I'm on track for graduation. Good. African, white over Reese's you had today. White cover. Is that good? I think I'd still like the chocolate better. I don't know. So Milky Way is number one. Sister says he did a lot of business, Mr. Milton. I love chocolate, mostly all of them. So FB, Facebook, you're kind of quiet. I don't know. If it pops up, I will read your comments. So it's nice letting me know that you guys are here. You're probably looking at my clean dishes that weren't put away yet. So yeah, the chocolate ruins your teeth. Well, the frozen chocolate too. And it's not so much the chocolate. It's like if you're biting on the frozen Snickers, I just don't want to crack a tooth or something like that. But yeah, brush your teeth, people. Wendell says, hello, beautiful. Thank you so much for the compliment. Good to have you here. Look at that beautiful heart. Sister says, run. Love the emojis. Ron says, morals and dogma is good to skim through about these groups that run a lot of things in the world. Man, there's so much going on in this world. I'm going down so many different rabbit holes. I really wish my dad was still alive. Oh my gosh. Talk about knowledge. Wow. It'll blow your mind. Sorry, Dog, do you know what I'm talking about? Debbie, I don't know if you heard about it, where they take, somebody said it was like fetal cells, but they take stem cells in the brain and they grow it like in a petri dish. If they let it grow long enough, it develops eyes, to where, did you know cysts on ovaries sometimes can grow teeth and eyes? What do you think about that? But there's some like communication kind of stuff going on. I want to research that more. But they're saying it could be more dangerous than AI. I don't know, though. And they can last for several years, is what they were saying. So I just popped over that like 2 hours ago. I know nothing about it, but I'm curious. African American says white chocolate is lighter for some reason. Lighter in color? Lighter in weight or lighter in like how it feels? Because sometimes food will weigh the exact same amount, but teratoma? No, because a teratoma would be like a growth. Wouldn't that already be in the brain? Ground. Let me look this up. Because I think that would be connected, not separate. Hold on. Teratoma. And YouTube, let me know if you can still see me. So that's germ cell and embryo cancer that is encapsulated tumor with tissue or organ components resembling normal derivatives of all three germ layers. Tell me if you guys can still see me. Tumor made up of several types of tissue, hair, muscle, teeth. Oh, you're talking about the ovaries. You're talking about the ovaries. I'm talking about something different. But yeah, for that would be a teratoma. Yeah. I was talking about like the stem cells growing into. Joe is here. Was just checking out your profile. The cheerleading pose was the best. Thank you. They made me bend my leg. I'm 6'1", and they're like, bend your leg so I could fit into the screen, and it still didn't. But thank you. And Ron says, learn, never stop. Put them wrinkles on that brain. There you go. So I was trying, it begins with an O. But yes, as far as the ovaries or teratomas, yeah, which is mind blowing. I just learned that a couple months ago. Debbie says, my husband read everything he could find. He was extremely smart. What kind of things did he like to learn about? Dog says, nope, conspiracy theories. Go the scientific route for info, like Harvard, Yale, medical journal about the ovarian cysts. So are those not true? They found people with lots of wrinkles, studies a lot more, and always kept their mind active. I have to look into that. Sometimes I think we get more wrinkles from narcissistic abuse. What was I going to say? I wish I could remember the name of it. And like I said, as far as that stem cell stuff, I just found out about that like 2 hours ago. Mimi says, I'm going to go to bed. I'm not feeling well, but thank God tomorrow is Friday. Exactly. Get some good sleep and you're going to have a good day. Sleep out that headache. Jeff is here. Debbie says, history, real life stories. He had the brains and I had the wisdom and common sense. There you go. And yeah, I can't remember it. Can't remember it. But yeah, I said two different things. You know how my mind works. Something pops in and I put two thoughts together. Edward is here. Ron says they make jokes about no wrinkle brains, basically say they didn't learn much. And women have smaller brains than men usually, but we're smarter. There you go. Men and women are different though. And I think that, you know, there's something to it to understand how hormones or the way we process things. And some of it's, you know, that nature versus nurture. But I was watching a video where the women are more reactive and men are usually more avoidant, and they kind of trigger each other sometimes too. So if we can understand, sometimes men do become overwhelmed with female emotions and or feminine, however you want to word it. It's almost like politically incorrect talk, but there is something to the dynamics that we got to understand how we complement each other. And Joe says, where are you from? Kansas City, Missouri here. Good to have you, Joe. I'm from Michigan. Starting to get cold outside, but it wasn't too bad today. And I'm hoping tomorrow's a good day. Oh, they just posted something about the Department of Justice. Went too quick. Oh, got to do my little puzzle piece. There we go. All right, there we go. So Miles is here. Nice to have you. But Ron says, my ex was not, but with money she was. Narcissistic, is that what you're saying? They make jokes. Oh, intelligent? Wait, what do you mean? Emotional intelligence was not her strong suit. And, you know, just like any kind of intelligence, sometimes it has to be learned. And there's different things like cultural aspects and upbringing. Joe says, do you answer your DMs? I sent you a message. I don't usually answer DMs. I do like my email for one-on-ones. So if you need to schedule an appointment for a one-on-one, I'm setting up a platform right now. I think I got everything approved. I haven't had time to double check it. It'll be approved either Friday or Monday, Tuesday, to where I can just give you guys my calendar. But if you would like to set up an appointment for a one-on-one, Cynthia@asoulsurvivor.com. But you guys are free to chat in the live chats. Hi, Jill. How the twins doing? She's so lucky. How the boys doing? And but feel free to answer here or ask here. Ron says there is an exchange and bond that is also part of the soul tie. Yeah, we were talking about soul ties, and they were talking too, like the more people that you've been with, you start developing preferences. And when things go wrong, it might be tempting to go back to a different person or to feel like there might be something better out there. So that's why, try not to have too many soul ties with people. Also, when we're searching for things, we should wait till we know what is right, not just to live in the moment with our bodies. That should be something that we invest in, because if you think about society, people are kind of fly by night. There's a lot of people who have no problem with one-on-ones or swingers or all those kind of things, to make sure that your person matches with what your heart desires. And also, if you are into the other things, to really understand why. There was this one thing where this girl was talking about being an OnlyFans girl, and she was like, God understands, like he understands that why I do what I do. And so she's justifying things to fit her narrative. What did you say, Jim? We swing. How do we connect? I don't swing. I don't slide. I don't. No, definitely not a swinger. Nope. Actually, to me, it's for me, it's a turn off for me. People that I could be your best friend. I could be your best friend. But as far as in a relationship, that is not something that I would do. And I think a lot of times there's like hurt feelings, or it's just superficial. And I think you deserve like a deeper commitment. That's just me. So, cousin, hi from Missouri. We got some Missouri people. Joe's here. Cousin's here. Joe, is that your cousin? Good to have you, Homer. So I'm sorry, Jim, how long have you been doing that? And does it ever cause any problems? DJ, thank you for liking the live. So Ron says, I saw that video of that gal. And so she is justifying it. And for 5 years, I'm sure it's an adventure. I'm sure it's probably, fun, but has it caused any problems? What kind of problems has it caused? And are you with somebody? She gets jealous sometimes. So how do you feel when she gets jealous? Because sometimes that's like an ego stroke, but she's hurting. And, we got to think, is my ego stroke more important? And how deep is your commitment to her? Is she somebody that you see as a life partner, or is she your wife? And then sometimes, I was talking about sometimes people start feeling like they're not enough. And sometimes they go along with it. It empowers you. And so I get that, and in life, it's okay to be empowered, but it's empowering you from her. She is what is empowering you. Her jealousy or your control over another playmate is, I don't know. So it's good in the moment. It's good in the moment. It's fun, but people get hurt. And when people get hurt, sometimes they leave, or sometimes they get toxic, So in the long-term goal, it's also kind of risky, with diseases or pregnancy, all those kind of things. People don't always tell the truth. So she likes it too. She likes it too sometimes, but deep inside, that jealousy bug is going to start to eat away at her. That's just my take. So she'll play along with it for a while. Um, but what if you start liking somebody better? That could happen. Would you just leave her? The playmate party is true. Yep. So it is a lifestyle. Some people do it. You know, as long as we understand ourselves. But I think sometimes we we have a like a role that we play in how our lives will turn out, and just be careful that you're being empowered when she's hurting. So sex is fun, but we also don't want to hurt people. But dude, thank you for the follow. That's fun to say, dude. Jim says I agree. Thank you. Yeah, and I just like to give perspective because I get it. There's a lot of fun things out there, dude. If I did everything that I thought would be fun, but I want to have a good life, and I sacrifice certain things. I'm not drunk right now. I'm not getting high. I'm not sleeping around, because I want to be the type of woman for like a high value man. I don't want to go, hey, Mr. Perfect. Yeah, I sleep around and get high and I do this and I do that, but I'm going to be a perfect wife. Do you want me? Because that's going to give me lower quality people if I just have playtime. So that's how I feel. Dog says the alleged Long Island serial killer is a swinger. Be safe. Just definitely be safe. So yeah, and a sexual sadist, and boy, did he hurt a lot of women and tortured them for days before unaliving them. Makes you wonder about those proclivities. Playboy Mansion has underground tunnels to Diddy's house in Holmby Hills. Also goes to many other celebrity homes. I heard about those tunnels. There's a lot that's going to be exposed coming up. Robert says, hi, this is Love, you beautiful woman. Oh, thank you so much, Robert. Harper's mama, how's Harper doing? Proud mama in the house. Ron says, I met some well-known prawn stars. Thank you. They explained a lot to me. Many have had bad family life. And that's the thing, like a lot of times, and Jim, I wouldn't doubt it if the woman that you are swinging with, your partner, I wouldn't doubt it if she was SA'd in her previous past. That is my take. It's almost like you can predict it. Not necessarily graped, if you guys know what I'm talking about, but there's something that happened to her for her to do that, is my take. And it's sad how many women that's happened to. Yes, Barbara, I'm busy. If you were a good friend and in my life, you would know that. And we have to call my friend in a second. She's going through something. This is an example of watch with whose company you keep. So yeah, like Diddy and all those people, he was there's going to be a lot of people going down, and that's why, sometimes I think about the Titanic when Leonardo DiCaprio's like, they won the tickets and he's like, we're the luckiest sons of bitches. And then they ended up dying in the Titanic disaster. And that portion was fictional. But, sometimes we're like, I wish I was famous and that person's so lucky. And then they get caught up in the temptations and they get taken down. Have I had a swinging relationship? Nope, and I never will. Nope. I think they are extremely damaging. Maybe not to everybody involved, but to at least 1, 2, 3, 4, however many people. There could possibly be one person who feels on top, but it leads to temptation. People are like, well, as long as we have an agreement, but it's playing with fire, and eventually it will get burned. Jim, thank you for liking the live. So what about you? Have you? Piedmont boy? The diddler. I still like Eminem's new rap about that. But says a lot about the person's positioning and thought process. Very true, Run. And so the girl, though, she was trying to justify it. And the guy is like, well, you know, you're kind of spitting in God's face and just saying, I know it bothers you, but dog says, me either. No, thank you. It's not worth it. For one thing, there's too many diseases out there. And, you know, you got to remember you're vulnerable. You know, if you get into any like kinky things now, you know, you could be handcuffed and stuck on a bed, and, you know, things can get out of hand where you have no control, or you're just left to rot, or it's dangerous. You should really be able to trust a person. Piedmont Boy says no, and I agree that more times than not, it's hurtful. And a lot of times it starts out fun, or people would be like, we had this agreement, but if one's tempted, they're either going to lie and hide. Jaeger, hello. I hope I never know how to say your name. Jaeger, good to have you here. And I love that you call me Sunshine. Run says a lot of mess goes on. I've been to a party once, all kinds of stuff was going on. I had my drink and left. They had a fivesome. Oh my goodness. Was crazy. I didn't participate, was asked. I said, I'm cool, y'all. Have fun. Oh, dog says my sister lost her husband. Oh, not through death, but through infidelity and taken. So dog knows like the Hollywood scene. And so your sister's husband was taken to a Diddy party. Is that what you're saying? And then lost her husband as he left, or he left the world. Run says, I drink my beer here and watch TV all. Have fun upstairs. There you go. I've been doing good, Jaeger. Jim says, yes, it can be uncomfortable. Yeah, you just got, you know, I don't know. You're meeting up with people that you don't know. I don't know. Where you're like, please remind me, can you wear a name tag? Oh, there's no clothes. So, Mr. Daly, is that guy? Mr. Daly. My mom went to high school with you. She said, I ran through the football team. Which high school? Tell me. What high school? What were the colors? I don't believe you. Jaeger says, are you still an effective team with yourself? Oh, Jaeger, did you fall prey? Mr. Daly, like the live. Dog says, no one keeps anything sacred anymore. If you share everything with everyone or anyone, what do you say for the chosen person? That's true. Yeah. How are they going to feel special? You know, a lot of times people will stay because you make them feel special. And they're just another dude that's going to kind of eat at your self-esteem, and then it's going to cause reactive abuse or anger or active abuse. Run says swinging is like offering up your partner to leave you eventually. I agree. Soul ties, and they may like the new car smell better. I go on Reddit a lot talking about that stuff. And you see a lot of those comments, you know, where it's not good. Or like the husband's like, what do you think? Let's do this. And the open relationships, and then the girl's like, cool. And it's easy for girls. Like, you just have to say hi. You don't even have to say hi. If you're a girl, it's there. Might not be who you want, but it would be easy. But a lot of times guys end up thinking it's going to be the coolest thing, and they lose their wife because of it. So Jim says meetups are like a box of chocolates. There you go. So you've been doing it for 5 years. Did you know people who did that beforehand? Ron says open relationships, bad polyamorous can be, or polygamous can be bad. Rules always get broken and somebody gets jealous or hurt. I'm glad you said that. Rules always get broken. A lot of times they do. Or you get talked into doing more things than you would want to, or you have like time limits and then they overdo it. Dog says, no, my brother-in-law was a swinger. He fell in love with someone he swung with. You were saying about people could be left somewhere, handcuffed, etc. And I added, and then even taken to a ditty party. Okay, I got what you mean now. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah. Yeah, dog, you and I had a deep conversation on that. Ron says it's the stupidest risk to take if you love someone deeply and want them all for you. And Jim says time limits are set. Dinner and then play. Well, at least you do it in the right order. Tom is here. Good to have you. But yeah, it's just playing with fire. Just playing with fire. For a lot of the times, our temporary excitement or temporary thrills are what lead to our demise. You know, a night out, doing whatever, you know, just so. But it is midnight and I do have a situation at school that I need to be up early for. So please say a prayer that goes smoothly. But dog is like, big no thanks. I agree. Ron says it's intimate to meet your vulnerable in those situations. Yeah. And that it's meant to be a bonding time. Sleep well, darling. Thank you so much, Jim, and everybody. I appreciate it. I think we reached our goal today. Can't tell till I log off. I was hoping it would be a big to-do. If not, maybe I just need one more follower. I don't know. Dog says, yep, Ron, it's what it's supposed to be, sacred. Sometimes we fear emotional intimacy, so we keep it superficial, but you're missing out on the bonding with the emotional intimacy. How's that? All right, guys, thanks so much. Lots of love to you. And Becky, I will see you Sunday. Lots of love to you guys and have a fantastic evening. Good night, guys. Good night. I'll check my email.